As long as I'm still praising God, living and breathing, I write you a letter. And I see where I'm going, taking a step, living in truth and I'm doing my best. Know I got motion, talking my chest, put it in work but ain't breaking a sweat. Bust down watch but it's not a protect. See what I love so I gotta protect. Done with the past, I'ma put it to rest.
TD, y'all, coming at y'all live from a bridge. Y'all like, why a bridge? I really like bridges. So y'all might hear a little bit of cars in the background, but trust and believe, y'all gonna hear some good music today. Because today we're reviewing one of my old songs. It's one of my favorite ones to kind of look back because I know the substance that was within it. It's called Rebirth. Isn't that crazy? It's really called Rebirth. Today we're gonna kind of get into that, review the song, and hopefully, you know, we all can get some understanding and we all can get some knowledge fed to us by the Spirit today. So let's go ahead and jump right into the song in 3, 2, 1.
I never been a stranger to this type of thing. Used to mask up, not for corona, but to hide the pain. Wanna give my life away until I seen was mine to change. Wanna give my heart to you, but I knew you wouldn't do the same. Just wanted to float away into another day. People be so fake and life is a masquerade. Society is who insists those who pass away. I flipped a switch on them like this is where to laugh to face. I ain't know what to do, so I gave my heart to you. Can't help that I'm missing you, and it's hard for me to hide the truth. This is a different you. Why are you so difficult? Why you scream for me to go away while I'm gripping you? Why you fight for love? Cry when it gets physical. Reflection of your tears is the only time it's visible. When you left my life was the only time it was pivotal. I couldn't put myself together, I felt like I was missing screws.
So tell me, wasn't that little part? That part was fire, right? And when I was going through it in this moment, I want to give y'all a little bit of recap, a little bit of what's going on. So that first verse starts off by saying, I've never been a stranger to this type of thing. Used to mask up, not for corona, but to hide the pain. So this is in that 2019, 2020, when corona was at its peak, was something we just hit. And it was like we all had to mask up. And I was like, this feeling never felt new to me, you know? This was a feeling I was used to my whole entire life. Masking who I really was to try to be something that I thought other people wanted me to be. And try to fill away and project an image that I thought other people were comfortable with. But yet I wasn't never really myself throughout this whole process. So this was kind of like acknowledging that I've been wearing this mask for too long. And then we go on later through the verses like life all felt like a masquerade. It all felt like people were acting, even in church. It felt like it was a big act. Like everybody was playing their part, but nobody was being their genuine selves. So it felt like I definitely felt that religious spirit, even within church. And I'm going to highlight just on church in general because I noticed the shouts, I noticed the screams, the rolling around, the praising God, but I didn't feel like it actually impacted me. I didn't notice the fruits of what they were going through. And with all this back history of kind of growing up in the church and being a little bit separate from it at a point in my life, it led me into who I was going into like my first relationship. Can I say this before? Like, we're all young, and at some point in our life, we all got to get in our first relationship. I would say make sure before you try to, you know, join yourself with another, make sure you got some type of sense of self, right? Some type of sense of self, because it's gonna prove valuable within a relationship, where you can find yourself becoming what they want you to be, or losing yourself even more, right? So when I'm writing about, you know, not being the same after a certain relationship, or things being broken in pieces and haven't put myself back together, it's a reality. You can find yourself in a lot of situations where you are losing yourself. So before we move on to the next verse, I want to highlight on one specific point where it's after I've never been a stranger to this type of thing. Used to mask up, not for corona, but to hide the pain. Wanted to give my life away until I seen it was mine to change. there's a season in my life, there's a point in my life, I believe ever since I was 12, where I was experiencing a whole bunch of suicidal and thoughts of depression, thoughts of suicide, and things like that. And I'm telling you that the thing that filled that void for me was God. God delivered me from depression, this lack of purpose, this lack of sense of meaning in life, where it all felt like an act and all felt like it was ungenuine. As soon as I came to him, he showed me my purpose. So if you're out there and you're looking for purpose, best believe you can find your purpose in God. All right, on that note, let's go on to the next part.
Please don't leave me, cause I know you will. If you care about me so deeply, why don't your actions reflect how you feel? If you truly love me, then you would stay for real. Cause everyone who leaves me opens a scar every time one heals. So please stay today, don't go walking up on my life. It's hard for me to open up, because I'm so cold inside. And if you were to leave me, just make sure you don't do it twice. Cause every time you leave me, a little part of me seems to die. I try to stay up, but a part of me just can't live. I done gotten to the point where it's painless. I know what love is, and this ain't it. Just wanna pack up all my bags and go to Vegas. Have one last weekend where I get so high I feel alive. I don't wanna reflect on the times you were mine. Moments seem to pass, then time seem to fly. Can I shoot my shot, an angel, put my iron in the sky? Nights turn into eternities, I'm bleeding eternally. The new flame is burning me, why isn't it hurting me? Whispering someone save me, screaming someone murder me. The wound is too big, 911 is an emergency. Never felt more peace than how I'm feeling currently. Can say that with certainty, numb to it purposely. Can't stand in the rain, I turn my back to adversity. Laugh it off as I head to the infirmary. Crying inside, please someone save me. I don't know what it is, I just felt like this lately. Sit there calmly and act like it doesn't faze me. The sun is so cloudy, clarity is so rainy. In the pitch darkness, it's light in the making. I'm the destroyer and I'm the creation. In the eyes of death, man, life is so amazing. In the jaws of death, I was who I was saving.
Picking up after the second verse, and that second verse is actually one of my favorite verses I ever rap, because it's the most expressive I ever been. Music at this time was like my therapy. It allowed me to get things that were inside of me and that build up inside of me that needed to be released. So the verse starts off with acknowledging that, like, I was numb. Even the hook talking about how numb and how cold I was on the inside. It seemed like I lacked feeling. And then I have a verse in there that talks about the nights turn into eternities because night seemed so long. I couldn't sleep at night. I had trouble sleeping at night because of the constant thoughts that would run through my mind. It seemed like my mind had no break, as if my mind had no peace. So I was having a very difficult time finding rest at that time in my life. And I thought a lot about ending my life, and it's like I talked about going to Vegas and getting high and just, that being my final bang. There was a lot of these thoughts flowing through my mind. And within myself, I was crying out. I was crying out because I was inwardly crying out, but outwardly it felt like I couldn't express myself. And at this point in my life, everything seemed upside down. Little did I know that God was actually changing everything for my better. God was changing everything to make sense. But when I was about to go through this major transition in my life, it seemed like everything was upside down. It was like in the rain, I was looking for clarity. In the jaws of death, I found life. It was like in this moment where I was so close to committing suicide, I was so close to giving up, that God showed himself to me. So if you're in a point in your life, right, and I think it speaks to itself evident to where I am now in the songs that I was making before, you can interpret it yourself. You can interpret it yourself with what the Spirit is capable of doing within somebody's life, because God gave me hope. If you have time, listen to the song one more time, and I'm going to leave y'all with this message. This song was titled Rebirth. But now looking back on the song, I know truly what rebirth is, because God completely recreated me. He gave me new thoughts. He gave me life. He gave me everything that I never thought I had. And if you're looking for that in your life, I'm telling you that all of that is within Jesus Christ. You believe Jesus Christ is Lord and you truly surrender your life to God, God will show you his purpose, his plan, and how he plans to prosper your life. So I love you all, but Jesus loves y'all more. If y'all can like, comment, and subscribe, run this video up and share it with others, and let them know that God can do a new thing in you. Peace out, y'all. Inside my hand, I'm God's handiwork. I gotta work, or faith is dead. I'm Samson when I'm dancing. Already know that I'm shaking dreads. Father's business.